All right, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite watches, and it's really a shame because I feel like Casio could have made this watch. They could have, in fact, they did make this watch. And what do I mean by this watch? So, for all intents and purposes, this is a stainless steel bracelet that's been PVD coated in gold. You can look up that process. It's got an integrated bracelet, a sapphire crystal, and it's digital quartz, right? So like Casio could have totally done this watch. They chose not to, or they chose to do it in limited production. Now this is a Tissot PRX digital. I think this is probably one of my favorite watches that I own, because it does everything really well. I mean, the date function, the light, even with this camera light, look how bright that is. That's with the light shining on it. Sometimes I use this as a nightlight when I need to get up and go to the restroom. But it's really simple. There's a light, you can switch through the date functions. It's really simple to figure out. Oops. I say that as there's a date, there's time, 407. So, it's really simple. I just wanted a metal watch with sapphire crystal and digital. G-Shock doesn't make that. If they do, I'm not aware of it. I know they make metal watches, but they always use like a resin mineral glass that scratches really easily. Yeah, I know sapphire is not perfect. It's not going to be indestructible, but I use my watches a lot, and I feel like this watch is much more sturdy than any G-Shock you could buy. Casio came out with a limited production, a Japanese made sapphire crystal. I love Casios. I just don't buy them anymore because I'm tired of getting them all scratched up. I think it was a rag and bone. You'd have to, if you know what that series of Casio digital sapphire, you'll have to quote it. But they only made like 250 of them, and they were $250 or somewhere in there. Now, this watch is significantly more, and I'm willing to pay more to have a sapphire crystal, to have a digital watch, to have it in quartz, to have an integrated metal bracelet. I'm willing to pay more money. And I understand Timex, they have their Expedition in a sapphire, which I do plan on buying, but I just really wanted a simple solution, and Tissot came out with their PRX, and I love the way that the bracelet is integrated. It's kind of flashy. I want the stainless steel one too. They have it on sale right now at Joma Shop. I'm not being paid by Joma Shop, obviously. I don't even have subscribers, but this watch, I think brand new, is out the door. It was like 500 bucks. I got it for 450 out the door because it was a floor model. I picked this one up at Jared's in Tennessee. I don't live in Tennessee, but I had to fly out there for work. And I've had this watch now for 7 months, and I love it. The PVD's held up really well. I wash my hands quite often. I'm not a germ phobe, but I am a hygiene phobe. So I like to have good hygiene. But anyways, I shower with it. The only thing I don't do anymore is I don't go swimming with watches. Reason being is because I had a Casio, and it was rated for like 100 meters, and I went swimming in a 5-foot deep pool, and it quickly got ruined. So I don't buy G-Shocks anymore, not to say that I won't in the future, but I really enjoy this watch. It's the Casio PRX, and if you look closely, I got the light shining on here. You can't see it, but it says Swiss made. It does show fingerprints pretty easily, but it does wipe off pretty well. So yeah, Casio PRX. It's a really great watch, and I think now they're even cheaper. Probably like 400 bucks. But I mean, what can you go wrong with the quartz? The only thing you got to do is change out the battery. It's going to keep time well. It's going to do everything you want. The bracelet's not cheap. The clasp is nice. Everything about this watch was amazing. So I think now they're like $350. But anyways, Casio PRX, excuse me, the Tissot PRX digital.